So here is a painting that made me realize something. It's not often that doing one of these portraits actually kind of makes a light bulb go off in my head. This one did. As you can see on screen, this is kind of a figure study, but kind of not. It's mostly head and shoulders and torso. I realized as I was doing this painting surface is not big enough. And before I go more on that thought, I just want to back up and kind of talk about the reason why I paint this size. So the vast majority of my portraits are done on 9x12 or 12x12 paper. And it's Strathmore oil painting paper, which is kind of textured and treated, or at least I think it's treated with something. And I do that because it's very thin, it's easy to store. I can put it in art portfolios once it dries, of course, but storage and the drying rack solution and all of the, like when you're just painting things constantly, where you put all these things, I know probably the best answer is, well, just sell the paintings, but I tend to hoard them instead. So where to put them is always a problem. So doing these smaller paintings is easier for me to manage. But I realized when I was doing this portrait, my intent was I'm going to do a figure study. I recently spoke in a video about kind of art slumps and when things are kind of the ups and downs, and sometimes you're down and then inevitably you swing back up. Well, to me, this painting was an upswing, and I kind of felt like I knew it was coming because I had a couple of really tough painting outings in a row. I gave it a week to kind of recharge my brain, and then I jumped into this and I thought, I think I can do this. But I started, and the outline, when I freehanded the subject, it just didn't get enough features in. In fact, I really was wanting to practice kind of an interesting hand placement and sort of get the rest of the figure position. It's kind of like a wonky, not a straight sitting position, kind of where the spine is tilted and the subject is kind of bent in a relaxed pose, but not a straight pose. I thought it was really interesting, but unfortunately I didn't get to do it because I just didn't fit enough of the subject onto this 12-inch by 12-inch paper. When I did the initial outline, though, I thought, actually, that's a pretty solid outline. Even though I didn't get everything in that I wanted, I didn't start it over because I thought that it actually was okay the way I laid it down. So I continued with the painting, and as you can see, I've kind of progressed through this time lapse a little bit more. I think it turned out good. I like the end result. Unfortunately, like I said, it just didn't get everything in that I wanted. So the light bulb going off over my head that I mentioned, I have got to try painting something bigger. 12 by 12 really, I think I've done an 11 by 14, and I've done maybe a 12 by 16 as well. But I think that's the biggest I've done. I really haven't gotten bigger than that. I need to branch out. I can see that now. If I want to get the level of detail in my subject that I want, and I want to get a bigger pose or more background stuff, if I want to make those leaps, I'm not going to be able to do it on 9x12 or 12x12. I just don't think that I can. I'm sure there are many artists that can, that are very good at fine point painting and really intricate detail. I'm not there. I know that I need a bigger space to make that happen. So that is the epiphany for this painting, and I can't help but think as I look at the final result of this one, which again turned out to my satisfaction. I got the subject to look how I wanted. I got some really nice kind of colors, different zones of color in the skin that I kind of embellished a little bit that weren't really on the reference, which I was kind of proud of. I did some things with this that I really liked, but I can't help but think if only it were bigger and I'd gotten the full subject in here, what would that have looked like? Would the painting have been as satisfactory as this one is? I don't know. It's the unknown. Who knows how it would have turned out, but I can see that I need to branch out. Every once in a while you do realize not that you're in a rut, but that you do need to change something or branch out or try something specific. This to me was one of those moments. I've got to figure out a way to navigate painting bigger. So those are my thoughts on that. If anyone has any comments or questions, definitely sound off. Otherwise, thanks for watching this one, and I hope to see you for the next video.